Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Fiverr Talks. We got another video on tap for you today that's going to help make you a better Fiverr seller, because today we're talking about problem buyers, what to do about them and how to avoid them. Make sure you watch this entire video because you don't want to miss this. That's right, my name is Joel Young. I'm a Fiverr top-rated seller since 2013 and one of Fiverr's all-time top earners. I am not affiliated with Fiverr, but I am here as a seller, just like you. I'm a normal guy just like you, to tell you about my experience and my knowledge, and hopefully that will help you to become a better Fiverr seller. We are doing some exciting things on the channel here, and in 2021 we're doing something really exciting that we need to let you know about a few times here in 2020 to get going. Many of you have already applied. We are going to start doing gig reviews right here on Fiverr Talks. So there's a link to a Google form down below. Put your information in there, and we're going to start selecting people to do gig review videos of. That means we're going to look at your gig right here on a video, talk about it, see what you can improve. I'll try to help you as much as I can. And that's just something a lot of you have been asking for, and you can do that by signing up through the form down below. All right, on to today's topic. What do you do with problem buyers? How do you tell if someone's going to be a problem buyer from the beginning so you can thus avoid them? The truth is, problem children, people who like to eat up your time, drag you down, making you worry about a bad review, or maybe put you through the ringer getting things that they haven't paid for, are not worth your time. And this question of how do you avoid a problem buyer, how do you identify a problem buyer, really goes back to the idea of qualifying each and every one of your customers. This is a great idea for any entrepreneur, any business, but on Fiverr as a seller, it's even more important because you work directly with these people for days and sometimes weeks on a project, and you need it to be a positive, symbiotic experience where you're both benefiting from this, you're both operating at a certain level of professionalism and care and respect, and if it's not reciprocated back and forth, it can be extremely frustrating, and it's what causes most Fiverr sellers to want to give up and quit. The one person out of 100, the one person out of 1,000 that abuses things, it's what makes things difficult. As sellers, we need to learn to identify these people up front, and if we see something off, I believe it's in your best interest to back away slowly, to walk away from this interaction before it ever starts, because it's not worth the money in the end if you've got to worry about someone being rude and inconsiderate, leaving a bad review when you didn't do bad work, all these things. It's better to just cut the interaction right up front if you see these warning signs. And so today we're going to talk about the warning signs of a possibly problematic customer. Now, I'll say this right before I give you the list. Disclaimer, not every person that exhibits some of these signs is a problematic buyer. For instance, I had to work with a lot of customers from different parts of the world to realize that sometimes the translation of their language into mine, English, is just harsh. It's a little rough. You know, there's no pleasantry in it. It's like, hey, I want you to do this for me. And it sometimes seemed rough and harsh, and I had to realize that that's not who they were. They weren't being rude to me. It's that the translation, they're speaking a second language. I'm in my native language. The translation of their language to mine made it seem rough and harsh. So there are exceptions to these rules. Think about that when you're interacting with someone. What factors are interacting in that conversation, in that early stage of the relationship to consider, because you don't want to push somebody off that might just be separated from you by culture and language. So that's just my disclaimer, and here are some tips for things to look out for as you're looking for problematic buyers. The first thing is if someone starts an interaction with rude, short, aggressive communication, the kind of person that sends 12 messages in a row before you get a chance to respond, you know, the kind of person that says, hey, are you there? Why aren't you responding? I need to talk to you right now. I mean, these people are crazy. You need to run as far as you can away from people that do that. That is a sign of neediness. That is a sign of someone who is just a little bit unhinged, who doesn't have common courtesy for realizing that there are other people in your world, other customers around you, other people you're trying to serve. When someone sends you 12 messages in a row and says, hey, get back to me right away, I need to get this done. Hey, why aren't you responding? Hey, hey, when they do that, they're showing very little respect for you, and it's not somebody you want to get involved in. That is a very early sign and something I see fairly common with people who end up being problem customers. And so if that happens, you may want to carefully evaluate that person before you get a project going with them. And oftentimes you need to be clear up front, because while you can just not send them a custom offer, they could still go to your gig page and order through. So you want to respond early. And if it seems like they're going to be a problem, say, I'm not sure I can do that for you. I don't think I'm the best person for this job. That's my go-to phrase. I don't think I'm the best fit for this project. I think that maybe somebody else with a different skill set could do it better. And therefore, I'm going to have to say thank you, but no thank you. And you're allowed to do that on Fiverr. The second sign of a possibly problematic buyer is someone kind of in the same vein that's demanding and disrespectful. Someone that right up front, with very little interaction, they're demanding of you. I need this now. Answer me. If they're disrespectful, like, I need you to do XYZ. Like, just, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. If they're demanding things from the beginning, they're going to be demanding things later. So be careful with people that are demanding and disrespectful. Here's another one. Watch out for people who require discounts in order to work with you. That is a sure sign that they don't respect you, the value you bring to the table, or your time. If they need a discount before they can even place an order with you, they're probably not your customer. Now, have I given small discounts to people and it worked out and they were a great customer? Yes, because some people are just looking for a good deal. But in general, if someone comes and says, your rate's $50 for this, I'll give you $20 because that's all you're worth. Do this for me. Probably not somebody you want to work with. If they're requiring a discount in order to work with you, they don't see your true value, and you need to find another customer and politely decline that. Here's another one. How about an unrealistic timeline? Maybe your standard timeline's in a week, and this person says, hey, I know this doesn't take that long. I need you to do this in a day. I need it now. Can you do this for me? Unrealistic timelines, again, kind of showed the same disrespect for your time and your business, not taking into consideration that you're serving other people. And they're really not a good way to start out a relationship or a project under the premise that, hey, you don't take that long to do anything anyway, so just do this on an unrealistic timeline for me. And then finally, the last tip that I'll give you for people to avoid possible problem customers, is if they mention that they've hired other people to do this job and they've all failed. Like if someone says, I had someone else on Fiverr do this for me and it was just a bad experience, they did a really bad job, that's not a warning sign, because sometimes there are bad sellers out there. Sometimes it's just a bad experience. I've helped many clients who had bad experiences with other sellers to have a great experience with me, and I'm very proud of that. But if someone says, I've hired 3 people to do this and nobody could do this right, odds are the common denominator there is them, not the people that were doing the work. So be careful with someone who's said that multiple people have done this wrong. Now I need you to do it, because you'll probably be left in the same wake that everybody else was. It's probably going to be just as bad for you as it was for them. So these are some signs that you might be dealing with a problematic customer. And again, my suggestion is that if you feel uneasy about the interaction at any point, if you feel like this person's going to be a problem down the road, politely decline. If you haven't gotten into an order situation with them yet, they haven't placed an order, simply say, you know what, I don't think I'm the best fit. My skills, I don't think they're going to be what you need to get the best results. So I maybe suggest somebody else. Maybe try this person. If you don't know somebody else, say, there's lots of other sellers I think that could do this for you, but I'm probably not the person for you. If it needs to be that timeline, if you need a discount, I don't think I'm the right person for you. And it will save you a lot of heartache. I would say it's an extreme circumstance where I would suggest that you cancel an order because somebody is being belligerent and disrespectful to you, but it has happened to me before. You have to watch it and always be balancing. Is it worth playing out this scenario for the money I'm going to get? Is the money worth it? Because at the end of the day, if it's a super hassle, if they're being really disrespectful, even if there's an order in place, it's probably better for you to request a cancellation politely, just like that. You don't want to say, you're hard to work with. I don't want to work with you. That's going to get you in trouble with customer service. You need to figure out a way to make it sound like you've discovered you can't really do this job for them. And there is an item in the mutual cancellation form for that, where it says, I can't perform the work they're requesting. And you can simply do that. Sometimes it's worth it. So take these for what they're worth and help them to avoid, or use them to help you avoid potentially problematic customers in the future. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this video. I'm so glad that you're here on Fiverr Talks. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We have new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. And if you want to go deeper, become the best possible seller, get the best experience from the Fiverr Talks information that we're putting out there, you need to become a Fiverr Talks insider. Go to patreon.com/DJYoung. Join there. You'll get exclusive videos every single Friday. And make sure you come back here every Monday and Wednesday for the free content I put out. I really enjoy putting it out and love what you Fiverr sellers are doing. So keep it up and keep doing, because the future favors the doers.